Hi, Dr. Nelson here from counselingtransforms.com, where we help our clients achieve their best self, better relationships, and a more balanced life. Today's topic is positive resourcing. Positive resourcing is an EMDR-based tool that helps us to cause neurons to fire in our brain about things that we want them to fire around, because neurons that fire together wire together. So this is a way for us to literally reprogram our brain to be more deliberate around more positive, adaptive ways of thinking, and to beef up the way the neurons fire around things that we want to enhance or increase or improve in our way of thinking and experiencing life and situations, circumstances, those kinds of things. So what we do with positive resourcing is, you may remember from some of the other EMDR videos that we did, there's something called Bi-Laterals. And so most people can do Bi-Laterals themselves by tapping. And so basically a lot of people will tap on their knees something like about this pace. So in essence, you do usually 5 to 10 seconds. So it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you go to a 5 or a 10 count, or 5 or 10 passes, or 5 or 10 seconds, depending upon how you want to look at it. But you can tap on your knees, you can tap on your elbows, or you can actually just move your legs, and they call that walking it in. But when we do that, what happens is it makes our brain fire left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain. That mimics REM sleep and allows our brain to adaptively move things around. And when we have specific targets that we do bilaterals around, what can happen is the brain can reprogram itself. So for example, here's one of the easiest ways to go about doing some positive resourcing. So first thing you do is identify a thinking error, something that you're not perceiving or thinking of accurately that might be causing you distress, like worry, that kind of thing. Then what I do is I use what I call the flip reality test. So that's what I think or tell a friend who's in the exact same circumstance. So identify what you would think or tell them in the same circumstance, because usually we're going to be more encouraging, supportive, empathetic towards a friend, because most of us tend to be more self-critical, and we wouldn't talk to a friend the way sometimes we talk to ourselves in our own mind and thinking. So what you do is you do the flip reality test, come up with a more adaptive way of thinking about the circumstance, whatever it is that's upsetting. And then what we do is we kind of engage that in our thinking, look for any positive shift. So it could be my thinking is more positive, it could be I feel a little more optimistic, or I feel a little bit calmer. Anything positive, then we call it tap it in. So you do your bilaterals, let's say I usually start with about an 8 count, maybe go to a 10 count, and then breathe in, breathe out, and then look for another positive shift. If there's any kind of increased positive shift in any area, it could be a thought, a feeling, a sensation, it could be somatically in our bodies, like I feel less tense in my shoulders. Anything positive, notice it, tap that in, do it again and again and again. So as long as there's a positive shift of any kind, a feeling, a thought, a sensation, an image, anything, tap it in. And what we're doing is we're causing neurons in our brain, especially the right side of the brain, to fire around that more positive adaptive thing, and that's going to beef up the neural connections and increase our ability to access that whenever we want or need to. So keep going until it's positive. If it goes negative, then try to bring it back to the more positive adaptive way if you can, and you notice that another positive shift, tap it in again, keep going. If it stops, that's kind of the end of the road for that session of positive resourcing. So take it as far as it will go. As long as it's continuing to positively shift, tap it in, look for another positive shift, tap it in, look for another positive shift, tap it in. And if not, bring it back to something positive. If you can engage it, keep going. Otherwise, just stop. This works really well for most clients when they combine it with CID. You remember CID is critical incident desensitization. That's another EMDR-based tool to bring emotional intensity down when we have a negative experience or a negative emotional reaction to something. So the CID, I can actually bring the emotional intensity of a negative thing down, and that works really well. Once I do that, then I can move over and do the positive resourcing. So in essence, I'm decreasing the negative reactivity, then I move over, and then I cause my brain to fire around the more adaptive ways of thinking and feeling and imaging and those kinds of things. So decrease the negative, move over, increase the positive. Together, the critical incident desensitization and the positive resourcing work really well for pretty much all clients. I don't think I've had anybody that didn't get some benefit from these techniques. So give it a try and see where it goes for you, because I think you'll find that your brain will literally start to reprogram itself. Sometimes it can kind of be a subtle change that you'll notice over time, but it's an effective tool for most, if not all, clients, and I would just encourage you to give it a try and see how it works for you.